Hello, Colas, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Memphis Depay, as it has been reported that the Barcelona forward will not listen to offers from outside the top 5 leagues. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Pjanic, who have been making a lot of headlines recently, it has been reported that Pjanic was offered to 3 Ligue 1 clubs, but all those deals failed. We are also going to be discussing about that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Even though the transfer window has slammed to a shut, many Barcelona players continue to face an uncertain future at Camp Nou as they are allowed to join a club where the market is still open. Miralem Pjanic, for one, has been courted by UAE outfit Sharjah FC, and a move to the Middle East could soon be on the horizon for the Bosnian international. But he is not the only Barca player facing an uncertain future at the club, with Memphis Depay being another player subjected to a move away from Catalonia this month. A recent report from Dario Sport has offered an update on the future of the Dutchman, suggesting that the player still has an option to move to either Turkey or Portugal, where the transfer market is still open. However, the report also suggests that Depay has no intention of leaving Barcelona. He had already announced his desire to remain at the Camp Nou through social media at the end of last month, and it appears he is unlikely to back away from his stance anytime soon. This is despite issues over his lack of game time under Xavi Hernandez, with the forward yet to even feature a single minute of league football so far this season. The Dutchman has indeed fallen behind the likes of Robert Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Ousmane Dembele, and Rafinha in the pecking order. But even with no real chance of making a breakthrough in the starting 11, Depay is prepared to fight for his place in the team. Although the former Manchester United starlet was not given a chance in the first 4 La Liga matches of the season, many believe, and is getting a call-up in the upcoming Champions League opener tomorrow against Victoria Pleasant. It could be an opportunity for Memphis to redeem himself, although with Ferran Torres also vying for a place in the team, a start is far from guaranteed for Memphis in midweek. It has not been the best of times so far for Memphis this season. He was happy to stay. We quite remember the post he made on Twitter, saying that he's here to help the team. And of course, that was the final day of the transfer window, I quite remember. So he will stay at the club, no doubt. But still yet, after thinking he will be at the club, rumors still keep coming out, linking him to a move away. Let's not forget that the top 5 leagues are, the transfer window is already closed, but there are some other leagues like Portugal, Turkey, Russia, UAE, many of some other countries in Europe still have the transfer windows open. And of course, some of these players they are still linked with the move away there. But going by this report, they are saying that Memphis Depay won't consider or won't even listen to offers that are outside from the top 5 leagues, which means that Memphis Depay wants to stay at FC Barcelona at least for 1 more season. So, Barcelona are open. If he wants to leave, he can. But going by what this report is saying, Memphis is not considering any offer outside the top 5 leagues. So far he has not played. But let's see if tomorrow against Victoria Pleasant, Xavi will even consider to play him, because we have been getting reports that the manager will do some changes. He will do some rotations in that game. Very important. I think it's time for Xavi to show the kind of squad depth that he has, not just maintaining the same starting 11 all the time, which will be important for us to see how the squad will look like tomorrow, how the lineup will look like. So let's see how it goes. I think Memphis is a very good striker, a very good player. But when you have a player like Robert Lewandowski, you just know you eat the bench. So I think it will be difficult seeing Memphis Depay playing or having the game time that he wished he would have. But seeing how Rafinha, Dembele, and of course Robert Lewandowski are there, it will be difficult. It will be difficult because I think Xavi's second choice is even Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres when you talk about players who likely come from the bench to play games. And so far, we have not seen Memphis even substituted for once to play a single minute. So it is a really worrying something. The player was even linked with a move away throughout the summer, but when Juventus rejected him, then it looked as though the player would stay because even though we got report of United showing interest, but all those things did not materialize. So you'll be there. I think he's prepared now to even endure anything that comes his way, because I think he fully understands that Lewandowski is the first choice and there's nothing he can do about it. And Xavi himself does not even know how to rotate some of these players, at least to make all of them feel important at some point. So let's see how it's going to look like. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, with Miralem Pjanic yet to feature for even a single minute for Barcelona this season, it may be a case that he is far from being at the forefront of Xavi's plans for the time being. Keeping that in mind, as well as the rumblings around the future of the club throughout the summer, his interest in departing Barca has been revealed. As per the latest information provided by Foot Mercato, Pjanic was offered to a number of French clubs such as Olympique de Marseille, Olympique Lyonnais, and Nice. However, no move ended up coming to fruition. Additionally, it is believed that Pjanic is unwilling to return to Turkey after spending the last term out on loan to Besiktas. However, it has been mentioned that the former Juventus midfielder is eyeing a switch to the Middle East. Considering the transfer window is yet to be drawn to a close, is set apart from the wall, the Serie A champions is awaiting to see if any move eventually materializes. In case a transfer does not get over the line, the player is expected to stay at the Spotify Camp Nou for the remainder of the ongoing season. Speaking of clubs in the Middle East, Sharjah FC in the UAE Pro League have made a proposal to sign Pjanic as per an exclusive revelation by Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano, with the Spanish side understood to be open to sanctioning the ex-Roma man's sale. It all depends on whether he decides to accept the offer to join the club. Ultimately, the deal could prove to be a win-win situation for both Pjanic and FC Barcelona, with the former getting more playing time and latter getting a chance to ease their wage bill. With time, it seems as though Pjanic's time at FC Barcelona might likely come to an end. Earlier today, we have been talking about how he has been linked to Sharjah FC, in the UAE. And of course, given the fact that the player has barely touched the ball in La Liga this season, that might convince him to make a big decision on that. So let's see what happens. Barcelona will be open for him to leave. Xavi was the one who initially even told him to stay, because we were all expecting Pjanic to depart immediately when he returned from Besiktas on loan, but Xavi had to change the player's mind. I asked, why giving hopes to a player that he will be part of your team? But from the way things are, it does not look as though he will be part of Xavi's team. But we can't just rush conclusions to that. The season is still ongoing, and we know the squad depth that we currently have, which is really, really great to see. But Xavi, at least when Busquets was not around, might be just played him for some few minutes or maybe as a substitute, but he did not do that. So inevitably there's a link, and of course he might leave the club because of that. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.